I thought you were going to talk about my slip first. Yeah, God, I mean, that's more important than anything else. No, I mean, it's, you're, sorry, as we're moving through those heats, Daniel was in the last heat of that 100 backstroke, and right there in front of us in lane 1, which was, fortunate or unfortunate for us because we got to see what happened. And as he was, moving through that first 50, I mean, us as coaches, we're just kind of watching him swim, right? Getting the splits, how he's looking, et cetera, et cetera. And then literally right as he is coming up underneath the flags and getting ready to turn, that's when you notice that the ledge is still in the water. And as he comes over, his feet comes over, he clicks it, you see it, pop up, move. And as a coach, I was really mad, and you let the emotion of that get the best of you, because it was, you know how hard athletes work to get to this point, and it's just like you want things to go right, and we talk about controlling the controllables. That's very much a controllable, right? Ledge comes out, gets out of the way, and allow that athlete to have a great performance. And I think me yelling, which I probably shouldn't have done at the official, just kind of startled him, and he just kind of looked at the ledge still being in there, and then it was almost like he didn't know what to do at that point in time. He was going to leave it in. It's like, don't leave it in on the finish. We've already messed it up one time. Take it out. And so finally it got out, and I was mad in that moment, you as a coach, you read emotion, right? And so as Daniel comes in, you just read that emotion on his face. It's just like just that frustration of, hey, it's like, what the hell happened, And so for me, to be honest, I didn't know what the rule was. I didn't know what the resolution was going to be. And fortunately, Jay Thomas, our head official, as I said, hey, that wedge was left in. Daniel clicked it. It got taken out after his turn, and he immediately proposed, well, would you like a reswim? I was like, well, yeah. I mean, right? I mean, it's like, yeah, of course. And then it got a little bit legalistic as to when we could do that, and so he was looking at 100 back, a 50 back, 100 back, all in the span of an hour. I mean, it wasn't ideal. We were trying to push that as far as we could after the first round of diving, just to give him a little more time, and that was like, no, it has to be. You should be answering some of this. Sorry, I'm just telling this story.
You're doing a great job.
Yeah, we were trying to give him a little more time, and the way as the rule reads for a reswim, it has to be 30 minutes after his last event, and so we had to stick to that. And I mean, we were really kind of on the watch with that, and just looking at that and telling him, all right, 2 minutes. It turned into a workout at that point in time. It's like, okay, we're going on the next top, sort of deal. So. Ideally, the ideal situation is that wedge comes out and in prelims, and he's off and rolling, but it wasn't ideal, and we made the most out of out of that situation, as unfortunate as it was. And it speaks to Daniel, and it speaks to our fans, it speaks to our teammates, it speaks to his preparation, his training. I mean, to be able to handle that. I mean, we kind of joke about some of the things that we've had to move through this season, and we kind of joked about, it's like, all right, backstroke ledge, that's one of them that's gotten in our way. We're just gonna stay on our path. I'm very fortunate that it didn't do, it really didn't do more damage, because as a backstroker comes over, you're moving at that speed, 21 high. I mean, he can hurt himself, and it's like he's our 50 backstroker. He's got 200 back tomorrow, his better event, and it's like, man, that could have been really, really, really bad and unfortunate. But again, I think our officials came to a good resolution, and we worked through it. Trust me, I wish it didn't happen. It's like anything. You want to be able to control the controllables. You want and it's tough because the official made an honest mistake. I mean, it's just like you're sitting there watching heat after heat after heat, and you just, like, for whatever reason, you just blank in that moment. You know, it wasn't necessarily, you know, wasn't necessarily fair for Daniel to go 100, a 50, and 100 all in an hour to try and qualify for that, you know, for that final tonight. I mean, that was tough, and I think he earned that. I mean, I don't think anyone would say, hey, you have two options here. Mm-hmm. You can swim it in your normal race. And let it fly, or you're going to do your 100 as fast as you can go. You're going to do a 50 as fast as you can go, and then 30 minutes later we're going to do 100. Which way do you want to do it? You know, I mean, I've been around swimming long enough to know that, you know, probably that first option is more of the likely one where you're going to have your best performance.